Jana, I was telling George that council meeting, that was the lovey-doveyest council meeting I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like virtual hugs. My God.
I need to go from now on.
No, I don't.
Never that way with me.
Wow.
Okay, I want to welcome everyone to our May 21st, 2018 meeting of the County Commissioners. We'll start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first on the agenda is our attorney, Matt Shipman.
The only things I think I have to update on that, Scott, you're bringing the pool. I looked at the pool ordinance. We had some questions last time, a little bit about language, and Scott and I are on the same page on that now. I did talk to, just today, Candace Goldwood about the parking lot, and it sounds like she's probably going to be interested. And so she needs to go check insurance rates and stuff to figure out how much it's going to cost her. Because I told her, you know, if it's something we're going to do, it's going to be, you're going to take full responsibility for it.
Yep.
So she thought by next month she'd have that wrapped up. So I think that's all I got that I can think of, unless you guys have questions for me.
No, I don't have any.
Where was that mental health thing at? Do you have it in your paperwork?
Yeah.
We'd like for you to check on something for us, okay? So every year, we get notice from the Otis Bowen Center that we're gonna owe them next year and add 1 point. They just add on whatever the AV quotient is. That, I understand that part, but we still would like to go back to, we feel there's counties that don't pay anything, and we have to pay $200,000 over, what is it, 213 next year, for nothing. So I guess I'm asking you to go towards the top and look up that, what, 12-29-2-2.
Okay. I can do that, just so you guys know, I do some legal work for the Bowen Center as well, so
Okay.
we can talk about it more.
Okay.
You know, but but I can definitely investigate the statutes and
Yeah,
stuff. we can talk about it.
I just sort of need to see where it says we have to pay and other counties don't have to pay.
Well, and then we get charged on top of that
Yeah.
if we send a
Yeah,
patient.
Yeah, for the employee system.
we failed to find any benefit, so,
Okay. I'll investigate it and report back.
thank you.
Yeah, because we have to pay the EAP for our employees, plus if the judges send anybody to Bowen, that's an additional charge. It just
Okay.
doesn't make sense.
Can I hold on to this?
Yeah.
in the future?
Thank you.
Okay.
That's all I have, sir.
Okay, Scott Wagner, pool ordinance. Sorry.
As
Health
promised,
officer.
I changed the language to include semi-private pools in here. It is in the new language. So to Matt, you can look at it. If you're approving to sign it, got the first page with the new number, and the last page where all three of you would sign it again.
That's fine. Okay.
Any questions for me at all?
Go ahead.
Fee.
Yes.
Have we taken this to the fee committee yet, or is that not really a part of?
Well, have it taken that through the fee committee. I mean, this is a new ordinance. It's never
Yep.
had a fee before. If you
Yeah.
want me to do that, I can do that.
Well,
When they meet.
I don't like making meetings, but I think we, to keep everything on board, anytime there's a new fee or a fee change, we always have a fee committee
It's in line
meeting.
with what our other fees at the health department are.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's a lot less than the tattoo, but it's about the same as having a food
Yeah.
establishment.
Yeah. So can we establish a fee committee meeting? It shouldn't take us very long to deal with it, so. But with the assumption that we'll have a fee committee meeting, take care of it, I make a motion that we approve the ordinance.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the ordinance subsequent to fee committee meeting.
Second.
Got second? Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
If it doesn't happen before the end of the meeting, I can change that approval to indicate.
Okay.
Don was asking about,
I think we talked about Wilcoxon.
Yeah,
Right, so
yeah.
that job was completed, I signed
It's
off
done.
on it. He has not submitted his invoice yet, but I told him to go ahead and do so.
You can,
You signed off.
yeah.
It's about as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah,
It's that many acres, obviously it wasn't like, pristine as a public park, but it was suffice. Scale that way.
well, if it falls within the ordinance, that's fine. That's all we can ask for. I'm not sure what just fell apart there. Sorry. Where's
I
the scale?
think that was just a spare that was
Jana
like,
gets a sign then too.
oh, Janet
Okay,
does?
so-
They didn't put an ordinance number at the top.
Okay. Oh, that's right, I should have the ordinance
And
number.
it's 2018-01.
Can I modify my motion to include its ordinance 2018-01? May 21st, and that's our first ordinance?
Yeah. Okay, request for modification or amendment to identify this as amendment number or
Ordinance.
ordinance number 2018-01.
I'll second.
We got a second discussion on that? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same?
Just so you're aware, I'm sure you already know that Dr. Hatcher has submitted her resignation as of July 1st, and we already have somebody interested in taking the position as well as filling that position spot on the board. So that will be voted on in June meeting.
Well, that's real good. I didn't have an idea whether it was going to go fast or go slow, so,
Last time to get her was difficult because full-time practice. The person who is saying yes at this time is also a full-time practitioner, and it was already said we're not going to be able to spend much time there.
okay,
Relationships.
I feel good.
Just ask them on the recording.
Any other questions for Scott? Thank you, Scott.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Dan Weigold, our GIS coordinator for our GIS data release.
Yeah, this is going back, Mr. Amber requested I again link you to contact with Mr. Turbill from the Indiana Institute of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he was.
See, that's part of the that's part of the shell game.
Yeah.
Don't you think? It's like,
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to believe, so if you don't mind, I could read the request to remind you how that went. If you don't mind.
go ahead and remind them. Do you know what he's referring to? Okay, okay.
What the age you have to have, when he's in the grade.
Did George borrow those in there?
Sorry.
Did George borrow those in the
Yeah,
second?
exactly.
He forgot his.
It says, I am Shane Turbill from the Public Policy Institute. I'm reaching out to see about acquiring GIS shapefiles or relevant maps that depict drainage infrastructure, specifically regulated or legal drains found under the Indiana Code 36-9, Chapter 37, drainage infrastructure. This work will analyze the evolution of drainage networks throughout the state and assess the connectivity of Indiana waters to traditionally navigable waters to determine their potential for regulation via the Clean Water Act. Thank you in advance for it. So that's the request. Well,
That's sort of a modified request,
yeah.
because when he first got this request, it just had a guy's name on it. And we want this. We said, well, we don't hand that information out. Well, then he modified it, said, well, it's really an IU research study. So I am,
Well, we also had Brandon Forrester take a look at it, and according to our fee schedule, the fees that would be generated from this was in the amount of about $6,920. That's because for what we already have established.
Yeah.
So he has now requested a fee waiver. And I said, Noble County has, is more or less for and that's what this is. So we'll realize that with Indiana Institute, you know, I mean, it was a little different.
That's where I was concerned about from the get-go. I mean, if it came right through as an IU research project, I'd probably say, hey, we need to do this, but I don't know. I could go along with whatever these guys want to do, but. And Noble waived it.
You have any feelings either way?
Well, that's, you know, we got a lot of money invested in this data. Have a data sharing policy in place that requires them not to sell it to anybody and use it only for the sole. Now, if it's a business doing, you know, making money on it, then obviously we sell it.
Sure.
You know, we ran across this a couple other times. First we had a request for class. So that happened, but you know, I don't know where this one's going exactly. I just don't know. You know, they're just asking for that, and you know, I don't know if this student's still there. I looked up the website, and I did not see how many. He could be doing some work underneath somebody else. Up this morning to see if his name, you know, employees or what have you, and I did not see it there, but that doesn't. The update there. Like I say, I can do whatever you guys want to do.
You know, it's one of them deals. If it would said Indiana University and been up front about it, instead of trying to hide it behind something else, that's the part that makes me leery, not that it's anything secret information, it's just when you're not up front about it.
Well, and this is something Brandon had written. The inaccuracies in constant state of revision for regulated drain layers may hesitate. Also, please understand that our regulated drains are only a fraction of the drainage infrastructure as a whole. Countless private tiles and non-regulated open drains. Modeling could yield inaccurate.
Yeah, just what you read, anything that the county supports and has a good record of, it's available for free on Beacon.
Yeah, the thing is, they can't download it and put it into their system.
So
That's what they're requesting.
I guess-
Or shape files and put it into their system to help you there.
And if Brandon didn't have an issue with it, I guess the rest of us, I don't know.
Have you heard any more from him recently?
I haven't, my last conversation with him is
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where he went.
Well, I don't, was I contacted?
I thought that's where.
And he did? Okay, all right.
Hang on.
Yeah, okay.
Any motions?
I'm sorry, I don't know how to make a motion on this one. I really don't. We
I
got,
wasn't sure what the Indiana code, if we're obligated to give that data.
If we were obligated to, they would have pointed that out to us, I'm sure. I have the same thing with you guys. It's like, I'm trying to look right now actually to see if I can find it, but it's just fishy. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
that's exactly right.
And it's-
What's it, who's it from?
Because if I were working for IU, that'd be the very first thing I'd put in the letter.
Absolutely.
And I
He
don't
is
know.
a graduate research assistant, IU Public Policy Institute, and his address is 334 North Senate Avenue, Suite 300, Indianapolis. Let's say Bloomington. To me, I think that's the state building.
State building. It sounds that way to me.
Well, Senate Avenue though.
And it even has three
Does that start
windows.
zero?
I think it's borders IUPUI's campus. I'm sure it's an IUPUI thing.
It's very possible,
And
yeah.
that part, I'm not sure about I don't know. It doesn't break my heart either way.
I guess my thought is if we're not comfortable with it, that I'm not sure that we should share the information. That's just my thought.
I move we just table it until we hear something else from them.
I would second that.
Got a motion to table, we've got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed, the same.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Dan, I do promise I will go back and see if, could I have that name again? Because it probably would have come through, my email probably come.
Shane Turbin Bill.
But if you hear any more, Dan, get a hold of us.
Okay. Yep, not a problem. Yeah, right here.
There you go. Thanks, buddy. I will go, sorry, I will go back and check.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, next on the agenda, we have Laurell Schroeder she's our treasurer for the Wheeler property.
Yes, I have some good news. Our lawsuit that Mr. Bruckenschmidt did for us came through with some money. The amount highlighted on the first page is the amount we got. It was for 10 years' worth of taxes. And
Good job.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Thank you.
I'm thrilled about it.
thank you.
So now, I'd like to come and ask if Matt Shipman would help get a court order that will direct the removal of over the 10-year balance of taxes, which is that 45,000 mark. Right below there, that's the
Yeah.
amount that we're gonna,
Waive,
yeah,
and that's interest in
remove.
penalties.
Yes, and that's in pursuit with a state code, so.
And the defendant is going to pay the attorney's bill?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, the attorney has 2 checks, one for himself and one for us.
Gotcha.
and that's
Okay.
it.
He does have them in hand.
He has those in hand.
and if you would just repeat what kind of motion you'd like involved?
I would like a little help getting a court order to direct the removal of the over 10-year balance of taxes in pursuant to IC code 6-1, period.
I move Matt does that.
Maybe just like some help there with.
Does it talk about that? I was trying to see, does it spell that out in the letter, what it is he needs?
Yeah.
Because I'm just not sure, but
I've got it there in the court order.
I'm a little surprised, I guess, that he's not doing that as part of the process, but the county has to do that.
6-1.1-22.
Well-
When we did the agreement with him, I kind of thought,
The agreement is, I attached the agreement there, and I'm not sure that anything was said about the,
no, I mean, our agreement with Alex, I thought
Uh-huh.
said that he would, and I don't mind doing it, I just don't know, I mean, it's not something I'm familiar with, but I can find out from Alex real quick. But I kind of thought that that was part of the deal, is that he was going to do it.
copy of the original contract we had with him. I didn't figure it would be any big deal to go before the judge and
I
say
don't know
we
what
just
the
want,
process is.
we just want
that's the
a
thing,
written
yeah.
court order so that when
A release.
State Board of Accounts comes in and says, hey, why did you do this? We can say court order.
Okay. Can I see that, or can you forward me that email from him that says about?
I can,
Yeah.
that
just
has
forward
the
that to me.
IC code.
Yeah, just forward that to me. And I'll look into it, I don't know what that process is.
Okay.
Okay.
We got a motion?
As long as it's not complicated, then.
Yeah, whatever she said.
Okay, to provide a court order
Yeah.
And I'll second it.
for the release of the 45,000, anything over 10 years.
Jana, you can write whatever's proper.
And we've got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Then Matt will work with you.
Right, and I figured just for our information, what percentage,
Yeah, I wondered if,
if it's based on the tax rate, just from this, it'll be based on 10 different tax rates. I figured the schools and city.
oh,
great.
we'll get 10,000 though? Oh, that's nothing to sneeze at.
No, that's,
I honestly, I thought the city and the school was gonna probably just wipe everything out.
no, the city 22,000, school,
Good.
Great.
Good,
library 3,000, township,
good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
county 10,000.
Okay, that's good, huh?
So, and our collection rate for this last May, 97.6.
Yeah,
Great.
super.
Didn't we do the agreement with him on some kind of a contingency fee or something though? So, but this, okay, so this 61 is what comes back, okay.
60.
Because I
Yeah,
thought it was like a third.
he has to pay the,
It was,
like 20, it was 25%, but he said since, he might have lowered it
Because it was,
since
it looks like he did it with a
didn't go-
letter, basically, yeah.
Since it didn't go to court.
Okay.
So I think he was willing.
that's why the 2 checks then,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I understand what I'm doing.
But this order from Matt is just for the tax examiners, not, have nothing to do about us getting the money.
No, that is correct.
It's just for.
Excuse me.
6,
So I've
7.
never written off taxes before.
Never?
I never have. I'm not starting now.
Okay.
The judge can tell me to do it, but.
Is that part of, what if the judge says no, is it contingent, the whole thing contingent upon the judge approving that?
I don't know that it is, but we got a IC code that said that says that it can be. I don't know why a judge would deny it. I don't
I
know.
don't know, he may not, maybe he didn't like Mr. Whaler or something. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I'm completely unfamiliar with the statute, so I don't know.
We have been dealing with this for years and years, so I'm just tickled to death to
Great.
have something take care of. Thank you, Laurell.
Yeah.
Is he gonna pay them now on a regular basis, you think?
He actually already came in and paid this year's. tax.
Not only previous, but
Yeah.
he now is in
Current.
compliance going
Yeah.
forward, which
Yeah.
make you happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Good.
he already has.
just
So-
all
Great.
good stuff.
Okay.
Good
Any other
news.
questions?
thank you.
Miracles never cease.
Yeah,
So this is just.
Next on the agenda, we have Debra Darr, Council on Aging.
Excuse me.
do these lawsuits,
Have a voucher
you
for
can only
signature.
collect the last 10 years.
Okay.
So that's everything over 10 years.
Yeah, this is 10 years.
This is a quarterly.
I'm guessing the,
Over 10 years.
All of us are just yours.
this is this is for transportation, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's just the,
This is for
That's crazy.
this year? Oh, okay, 1/1 to 3/31. This is the
Yes.
first quarter.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Prove it.
Second.
Got a motion to approve expenditures for the first quarter for Council on Aging. for the transportation cost.
Want to amend that to George sign all.
George can take care of the signatures.
Okay, and I
Okay.
second that.
Okay, with me doing signature, got a second? Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
Okay, I got a question, and I should have called you about this, but every time I pick up the Columbia City paper, it's the same legal ad. Why is that in there? Is there just an administrative mistake?
It was the first time it was administrative. Well, we were originally just going to raise fees $1.
Yeah.
But
it was
then
just,
when we looked at it
oh,
and called NDOT, if we're raising VA or raising any of the other things, you've got to get those legally for that also.
huh?
So that's why.
I was, yeah,
If I would have only known that to start with, that would have been run one time, but
I
yeah,
know.
that's why.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank you.
You spend more of your time keeping legal than you do doing the work.
You are absolutely right, sir.
Next on the agenda, we have Jana Schindbeckler, County Auditor.
Okay, so I have a couple extra things, if that's okay, besides those, but the first thing is the Peterson Consulting Services Agreement. They help with our capital asset information and financial reporting every year, so it's the same agreement. Matt has looked over it, and he has given it his approval. So we just need to have the signature on there. You guys approve it.
How's that?
Need a motion or just George sign it? I move George, to have George sign this, this.
Got a motion?
Peterson Agreement.
And I'll
approve the-
second it with question.
Agreement with one signature, we've got a second. Discussion.
Yeah, Janet, so I see it's right-of-ways, roads, bridges, regulated drains, land buildings, land improvements, equipment, and vehicles. So is that up to you, like, you know, we switch cars and stuff around. Do you just have some kind of form that you have to tell him?
Well, we send, for vehicles, like, we send out the list, and then we have all the departments say, hey, which ones are still on, which ones are off, you know, make
That's how
sure
you do
that
it.
we're in compliance with
So you
that.
do it sort of annually then?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And then
yeah.
Brandon does his part, like the right of way, the roads and the bridges and the drains.
Yeah,
Brandon
I
does that
figured he
part.
probably had to do that. Okay, that's all, sir, thank you.
Okay.
All for the motion.
So raise your right hand if you approve. Okay,
To me, it's sort of a steal, because trying to keep track of that stuff in-house, you just might have to hire another person.
yeah.
If you said, we're gonna do this in-house, ooh,
Okay, and then the next thing that I have is from Umbaugh. This is for our bonds. I just wanted to put this on the agenda. It's the material events bonds subject to continuing disclosure for our Whitley County Holding Corporation bonds for the building. I just need your approval for me to be able to fill this out and for me to be able to sign it, or if you guys want to sign it after I fill it out. But you also want this one?
Yeah,
Everything,
Yeah.
yeah.
we have a motion.
This thing just popped up a year or so ago, didn't it? Just having to do this, yeah, okay. Motion to approve the Umbaugh.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the Umbaugh continuing disclosure. We've got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
The next thing I have is from the Auditor of State, our covered bridge certification request. The complete, which we don't have any covered bridges, so, but I just need your guys' signatures, to state that we do not have any covered bridges. Okay, it's just due July 31st. So if you want to make a motion that we have no covered bridges and
I make a
signatures.
motion that we certify we have no covered bridges in the county.
Second.
Motion to certify for disclosure for Wooden Bridges, got a second. Any further discussions?
What a waste.
I know, paperwork. All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed, the same.
We just print and then sign, print, sign.
We have to certify that we don't have anything.
Yep, give somebody in Indianapolis a job.
So what if we did have one? You're not sure, huh?
We've never had one.
You pay a fee, I think.
Huh?
It's a fee.
Seriously.
Wow.
Because I think they're.
Don't go build one, Amber.
No, let's not go build one.
The state actually takes care of it.
And the last thing that I have is something exciting. I know Dawn knows about this.
Oh, Maddie, that is, that is exciting.
Okay.
It's exciting, except it's our own money.
Right, but. Okay.
But we're
so
taking it, we're taking it.
We are receiving a supplemental distribution, which what that is, the supplemental distribution is dispersed to counties that have a balance in the county trust account exceeding 15% of the certified distribution to be made to the county in the year of determination. So we are receiving $864,984. And then if you look on the second handout, it has a breakdown of how much the county is actually receiving, because other taxing units are receiving other funds as well.
I don't have it
Okay,
right here, but it's 400
Jana,
and some thousand.
What did we do to get this?
Our income tax money is deposited into a fund
Yeah,
that the county, or that the state has. This is over 15% of what the balance was that they certified to us. So that money gets sent back to us because of the difference.
If you go back a year, okay, this supplemental distribution came out and we got squat, nothing. Noble got like $2 million.
Yes.
Well, it was because we didn't have the local income tax to have in the fund to be over. So apparently this year they did. So it isn't.
So Peterson Noble failed.
It needs to be noted that this isn't free money.
Right.
This is money that everybody in this room, by working your local income tax, and it went to the state, and the state decided, hey, we have too much in your fund, so here you go.
How much we kinda got 20 million?
Yeah. St. Joe got 11 million.
Elkhart 16 million?
Any other questions for me? I just wanted to report that.
No, thanks for.
That's great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for being, and then the thing we found out too, because last year, which of course we didn't get anything, if you did get something, you had to put it in your rainy day fund and then appropriate it out of the rainy day fund. Well, this year, we have to put it, we have to put it in whatever funds we normally put them in. It was a much smarter way of looking at things. This is pretty much like 13 payments of lit, isn't it really? I mean, this is sort of like gonna be almost, not quite, but
Well, for just the county. If you were looking at
Okay.
864,000, it'd be a little more, but there's,
Yeah.
it gets broken down into
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good deal. But it's our money.
Okay, so
Okay. Brandon still isn't here.
Okay.
Okay, right-of-way permits.
Did he
Let's-
just give you some today?
Yes.
Oh, then he's probably not coming.
Yeah, we
Because he said he had a
passed a
couple more.
couple this morning.
Okay. Okay, we got a couple of right-of-way permits. First one is for Lincoln Highway for fiber optic service. Installation of 1 to 2 inch Schedule 80 power-rated duct. And that's through Indiana Fiber Network.
Move it, approve it.
Second.
Got a motion to approve, we got second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed the same. Thank you.
There's still 3 copies and all this.
Yeah,
Thanks.
should be.
Look at your green tags, that'll help you.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Oh. How many do you
Only
have?
one copy?
Oh, Brandon handed it to me and said they only gave 1 copy of the application,
Okay,
so.
okay. Hence the one tab.
I'll get him touched off.
I'm surprised he didn't come just to tell you that.
I'm surprised he didn't withhold it.
Okay, next right-of-way permit we have is for 7855 County Road 200 North for CenturyLink. Evidently Whitley County damaged CenturyLink's cable. I think that was something through the project, the sewer project. Patriot Engineering was part of that.
Okay.
Redevelopment is fighting Patriot right now, whether it's Patriots.
Ah, yeah, I got you. Okay, this is, it's out west,
Oh, it's west.
west of Laurell,
Yeah, so that isn't it then.
so, yeah.
I'm not sure how the county would have damaged that.
Nor am I, because if it was located correctly, we shouldn't have damaged it. I think he approved it, so.
Yeah. So I move we approve it.
Got a motion to approve,
Second.
got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed the same. Thank you. Guess I'm not sure what's going on here. This next one is, let me sign this.
Okay. Next one for County Road North 350 West. Boring 30 feet under North 350 West from a CenturyLink pedestal to a customer at 2848 North 350 West. Whitley County damaged the customer's drop on North 350 West, therefore the customer is currently out of service.
See, that's two different issues there.
And he approved this back on the 9th of,
Must have been an emergency.
Because I'm wondering if this isn't one. It seemed like we talked about a similar situation. I said we better get it fixed right away. There's Lincoln Way. There's 350 West.
What's the issue at, down here or here?
Must be, usually that, by looking at this, that should be 2848. 2848 North 350 West because of the green outline of the location. I just make a motion, we approve it.
All right, so move.
Motion to approve, got a second? Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
Sir.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have another right-of-way permit for Park 30 Drive. It's installation of ducting bidirectional boring for some fiber with locate wire.
Move to approve it.
Second.
Got a motion to approve, we've got a second. Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Tell there's a lot of construction going on.
Yeah, there's a pretty good sized boring project on 205 towards Busco. 2 or 3 of those boring machines are working. I have no idea. We wouldn't be involved because they don't,
Highway?
yeah, it'd be state highway, I guess, but I don't know what they're running. Thanks, sir.
Okay, we've all had a chance to take a look at the minutes. Any amendments, changes?
I just found a quirky little one. Jana, you might want to change that to bouncy house. That's all I saw. I'd make a motion, we approve the minutes with the requested change.
Got a motion to approve the minutes with the requested change.
Second.
Got a second? Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Don, claims.
Well, I think I may have told you guys last week after I did the claims that my favorite claim for this period was the bill to the Line Street Veterinary Office to cut off the head of a raccoon and send it in for rabies check. So I just never seen a decapitation invoice before. I thought that was kind of cool. So, and I didn't check, but I assume it was dead when they cut the head off. But I didn't have enough information. So I make a motion we approve. Well, first of all, the payroll claims.
Okay, a motion to approve payroll claims.
Second.
Got a second? Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
I make a motion we approve the accounts payable claims.
Second.
Got a motion to approve of accounts payable claims. We've got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
Catfish. I thought we were a lot longer than this. Oh, yeah, and I forgot, the rest of the body was cremated, and there was a charge for that too, so.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Angie?
He received one request to use county facilities, and it was for the community Christmas event that occurs on the courthouse. They're scheduled to have the live nativity scene on December 7th and 8th of this year. So they're requesting to use the courthouse lawn, the south side, like they normally do, as well as requesting to use the inside of the courthouse where they will be offering refreshments from 6 to 8 both nights, but they would like to set up inside the courthouse at 5 p.m.
I make a motion we approve it, it's an annual event.
Second.
Motion, we got a second. Discussion. The only question I've got is Ron Glassley and Mark been appraised of what's...
I will send this to them after you approve it, but I did not check with them beforehand, but if you'd like me to do that first and bring this back.
No, that's
next-
okay. It's an annual affair
Yeah.
anyway, so that's fine, but
Somehow, though, we need them in the loop.
yeah.
So they
yeah,
know.
we gotta make sure
If
that
you
they
just
know.
courtesy email them, it's gonna happen.
They actually receive a copy of all of these once they've been approved,
Okay.
Good.
and so does Jana.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
This one's a little different because it's different than the county facility request. But Mayor Ryan Daniel had requested, due to a remodeling project that's occurring in City Hall, He asked if he could hold a Board of Works and City Council meeting and 3 redevelopment commission meetings in this room. I have the dates and times listed. He requested that all of the meetings would need access to the public, and he also wanted to know if they could use the recording system as well. So the dates are June 12th from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., June 12th from 11:45 a.m. to 2 p.m., July 10th, 11:45 to 2, and August 14th, 11:45 to 2. All of those dates and times are available for this room. I didn't request that he fill out a county facilities because there's a different room use, but usually that's internal, and it's not set up for commissioners to approve and sign, so I just not exactly sure how you want me to proceed.
Well, I think it's just a nice thing to do. If you've already determined the room's open, now somebody's gonna have to help them with the recording
Yes.
part. I don't,
And with those hours.
am I looking at that somebody, or I'm not sure?
Between Jana and I'm
Okay.
sure.
You guys are okay with it?
Well, what about the end of the meeting, so, the evening?
The 3 redevelopment commissions, we shouldn't have a problem. What I'm hoping, but I didn't really request this, is I'm hoping Mr. Weigold will be in attendance at the city council, and he will be the county employee who will be responsible for locking up at the end of it. But I haven't gone that far to verify whether he will be in attendance at that meeting, but I really hope that he is the county connection.
Yeah.
She is smooth.
I think it's the right thing to do. In this particular case, we're gonna talk, I'm gonna bring this room thing up, but I think in this particular case, it's the right thing to do, and I make a motion that we approve it for the city.
Okay, we got it. Motion to approve, to let the city use this room for redevelopment and county council meetings.
Second.
Got a second? Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
And I will touch base with Dan
Yeah, thanks.
to see if he will be able to do that. So then that brings us to the next request, because this has been brought up multiple times on who really has access to use our county meeting rooms. You know, they're not really officially public rented rooms, so forth. So I was contacted by Amy, is it Zeiger?
Emily Zeiger.
Oh, I said Amy and it's Emily, isn't it? Who wanted to hold a luncheon in this facility on June 13th at noon for 20 or so people for approximately an hour. And she's the president of the Columbia City Main Street Association, and she wanted to invite local business owners in to discuss needs and expected projects of the year, or for the year. I didn't really know if this is something that I can just say, yeah, sure. If it's every request for a room, I need to come and present to you guys. I mean, if it's county related and a department needs a room, they just reserve it themselves. Every once in a while, they do come to me because they just need some guidance in how to reserve the room. But as far as it's, you know, bringing food in and it's open to the public, I just didn't know.
Maybe since, go ahead, man.
Well, I was, just because I'm not sure if you guys know what the Columbia City Main Street Association is, I'm actually on the board, I didn't know that we were asking for this, but, it's an organization, Chubasco has.
I'm on Main Street.
Yeah, so you guys probably know what it is then, but anyway, Columbia City's, trying, this summer, we're gonna apply for a grant through Okra, and, as part of that, we need to kind of start gathering some public input on what the business owners think makes sense and doesn't make sense, and that's part of what this meeting is to try to find a big enough space that's enough space that, because we don't have any money, that's also doesn't cost any money, but I get it, it's not county related, I mean, it's Columbia City related, but it's
But since,
But
I'm
if you need
just asking.
somebody to be responsible, I'll be there, I guess. I could lock the door behind me if you want. If that,
Something they could have at the city hall, but since the remodeling process is
well, I
that
don't
why
know if big
they,
enough room. Well, they could do it, yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know, I'm assuming that they talked, I didn't know she was gonna ask this, but, I'm kind of assuming that they checked to see if they could do it in the,
They checked
Their
with
council room.
EDC,
yeah, that it wasn't big enough at the EDC to do it, and I
and
think
they
were-
recommended to see if we
Riley
had a
actually
room.
sent him over to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this room next door?
From
I don't know which
It's-
room it is, that one or basement.
C is sufficient to hold 20 people. At least I think, well, I'd actually have to pull the,
So here's what we don't have, okay? We don't have a policy that says the public can come in and use
Right.
the facility. We don't have a way in which we can fix the room up the way somebody wants it. We don't have a way to undo the room when somebody's done, and we don't have there's gonna be residual food. I don't know if it's gonna go in the garbage can and not get picked up till the next night or whatever. And so, I'm a huge Main Street advocate. I mean, it's a very important, I believe it's a very important function. But I'm really concerned about a precedent. I think we have to figure out, if we're gonna allow the public to use a community room, then I personally think there's gonna have to be a rental charge to cover those expenses that we would incur, and God forbid just having food all over the floor or anything. So I'm pretty much, I'm just pretty mixed up by it. I don't know.
I'm sure we can find another place to do it if this doesn't work, so.
I don't have a
Don't
problem
feel
with having a
bad
meeting
about
and
that,
forget
Steve.
about the food.
Well, the problem is getting anybody to come if you don't feed them.
That's exactly right, because it's probably a lunch meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. You have
Nobody will
to,
show up.
you have to feed them.
Provide food.
Okay.
And we're kind of, Tony Flanagan that owns the new bakery is on our board, and we're kind of hoping Tony will make something.
Some good baked
That'll
goods.
entice people to come, because the bakery hasn't been open yet, so.
So here's what I would make a motion that we allow this, but kind of keep an eye on the situation as it goes, and reserve the right to say, this is not working. And because our big problem is going to be after hours. That's going to be our big problem. Maybe we should say it's got to be between 8 and 4:30.
Mark has actually kind of put together some rules that he would like to see for this scenario that
Okay.
Angie and I have kind of been working on, so maybe
Okay.
as part of this, we'll work on buttoning those
Let's
up.
let's, again, I'll make a motion to approve this one, but let's sit down and look at the,
Mark's got a lot.
yeah.
okay.
And I didn't discuss this one with Mark, I'll be honest, which I probably should have, but I know what his response would have been from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I know.
No, I'll make sure it gets cleaned up. But
You better.
I also will be, my feelings won't be hurt if you say no, because I'll find someplace else to do it. Because I get it. I mean, you don't want convention center all of a sudden, because.
Yeah, it is a concern.
Birthday parties.
Birthday parties and everything else.
Yeah.
Bouncy houses.
Can we bring
We had a-
cars in here and display them?
We end up having to clean the carpet, I don't know how many times. That's the issue too, is
But Mark doesn't like it.
Well, and who's
I'll
really
second the
responsible for
motion.
some of that?
Okay, we've got a motion to approve, subsequent to some kind of an agreement that we get from Angie and from our attorney, and but approve this one subsequent to that. Got a second? Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
So I'll try to get that proposed language together for our next meeting, 1st of June, assuming that gets approved at that meeting. Circle back, get Main Street to sign it, 'cause it sounds like you guys want them to sign that kind of ahead of time, right? Okay. And this isn't until June 13th, so that would work. I just want to make sure I understand, so I get it all done.
And I think I've already emailed it, but if you want me to
Yep, you
re-email
did.
it, it's right on my desk, so.
I think Mark shortened that up a little bit, didn't he?
He did,
from-
he took he condensed it, it's still 2 pages, but it's,
It's condensed, but yeah.
yes.
Condensed pages, okay.
Yeah, it was quite a big
Voluminous.
one, yes.
And that's it.
That's it? Matt, did you have anything more? Commissioner? Nothing? Anything from the public? Okay, call for the motion.
Motion to
Motion to adjourn. Got a second? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
those in favor, leave.